Good morning. I hope you and your families are well. We've been discussing the importance and significance of reciting karbonos in the morning in the context of unishalma parim sifaseinu, that our only way of accessing the tremendously powerful and potent kapara of karbonos, that kapara upon which the entire bris habein habisarim is predicated, our only way of accomplishing that, bisman hazeh be'avonesenu harabim, is through amiras hakarbonas. But there seems to be another aspect to our reciting the karbonas in the morning, aside from us accomplishing the hakravas hakarbonas through the recitation through unishalma parm sifasena. And that is because although our nuschaos in modern times may have changed somewhat, we have to realize that most Sidurim, Nusach Ashkenaz, for many generations, had the Parshios of Karbonos as, in fact, the part of Talmud Torah that one would engage in after reciting the Birchas HaTorah. After one recites Birchas HaTorah, we know the halacha is that one should immediately engage in Talmud Torah. And in fact, the minhag is that we engage in Talmud Torah on every level. Mikra, Psukim. Mishnah, Mishnayos, as well as Talmud, which is the Gemara, or Brisas, which are also explanations the of the Mishnah. And the way that Ashkenazi Jews were Mekayim this learning, this integral, important Talmud Torah after Birchas HaTorah for hundreds of years was through the recitation of the Psukim of Karbonos, the Mikra, the Mishnayos of Karbonos, Eizehu Mikoman, and the Brisa of Rabbi Yishmael, the Yud Gimel Midoy Sha'atayra Nidreshes. And at first glance, you just assume that, yes, we have two separate obligations. We have one obligation to learn Mikra, Mishnah, and Talmud because we had just made our Birchas HaTorah. And we have another obligation to engage in Parshias HaKarbonos because of Unishalma Parim Sifasenu. So we kill two birds with one stone, if you will, right? We have two obligations, so we put them together. We could be Mekayim both of them in one shot. But not that there's any inherent connection between this chelek of Torah specifically and the Birchas HaTorah. Rather, just we have to say these psukim and parshias and mishnayos anyways because we have to recite karbanos, so we may as well use this chelek of Torah to be the Torah that we learn right after the Birchas HaTorah. But upon further review, you realize that there's something much deeper going on over here. A fascinating ha'ara, a comment from Rav Schwab, makes us realize that, in fact, there's more going on when we recite the karbanos beyond unishalma parim sifasein. And he points out that we had a tremendous experience, a national experience at Matan Torah. The Rebbeinu Shalom was revealed to us in a way where he was never revealed before and hasn't been revealed since. The clarity with which Klal Yisrael experienced, his galus that Klal Yisrael experienced of the Rebbeinu Shalom himself was unprecedented and once again has not been repeated. But Klal Yisrael held on to that his galus. Klal Yisrael held on to that revelation by trying to create some sort of permanent remembrance, if you will, a permanent commemoration of that event of Matan Torah. And what was that? Explains Rav Schwab, that was the Mizbeach. In fact, you'll take a look at the Parsha of Matan Torah. Parsha Matan Torah, of course, is Parshas Yisro. What's the very last section of Parshas Yisro? Seemingly extremely out of place. The Torah tells us, Mizbach Adama Tasali, make a Mizbeach. But not any Mizbeach, Mizbach Adama, one of earth. Why? The Mizbeach Avonim Tasuli says Rav Schwab Shenasa Mizbeach Malkum Akrovas Akarbonos Shu Malkum Iskarvus Lakadosh Baruch Hu, because this will be the place where we connect on the most intimate level with the Rebbeinu Shalom, the place where we bring karbanos. Sheyedugmas Hagiloi Shesagnu B'Mamid Har Sinai. So therefore, the Mizbeach has to be a Mizbeach Adama. So right after Matan Torah, we are commanded to build ourselves a mini Har Sinai, a Mizbech Adama. And that's where we're going to bring karbanos, because we have to remember that the closest connection we had with the Rebbeinu Shalom was on Har Sinai. And if we're going to try to recreate that in a place where we want to bring karbanos, we're going to make for ourselves our own little Har Sinai. Mizbach Adam, and Rashab explains that's the significance of the ramp, why there can't be any steps, because like a mountain, it has to be on a slope. There has to be a ramp. When we create the Mizbeach, upon which to bring karbanos, it's not just a place to bring karbanos, but we are recreating to a certain degree a Har Sinai, reminding ourselves of that intimacy that we accomplished at Har Sinai. And in fact, that perhaps is why there is a din, va'esh al mizbeach tukar b'leisich, but there always has to be a fire lit on the mizbeach. Strange. Even if there's no karbanos being brought, there's a separate fire always lit, because there always has to be an eish on the mizbeach. And some of that fire came down min hashamayim. What does this remind you of? Says Rav Schwab. Va'esh mizbeach tukar b'leisichba she'ena kavana rak al mitzviyas ha'esh ha'gashmi ela ashraz mara kvod Hashem b'nei Yisrael, like Har Sinai that had a fiery eish of Shechina that the Rebbeinu Shalom descended upon Har Sinai. The mizbeach was a recreation of Maimid Har Sinai. And that's why the Karban Tamid is described in the Torah, and the Mefarshim grapple with why we say this, but the Torah says, Oilas Tamid ha'asuya be'Har Sinai. Why are we mentioning Har Sinai? Some Mefarshim say because we learned about it in Har Sinai. Some Mefarshim say because it reminds us of the Karbanos that were brought on Har Sinai. But whatever you learn, clearly the Torah is trying to make a connection between the Oilas HaTamid and Har Sinai, because our Mizbeach is recreating the event of Har Sinai. We bring karbanos there because this is our Har Sinai. This is our place of intimacy with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Karbanos is not separate from Matan Torah. On the contrary, it's one yesod, one concept. Our place of Matan Torah, our mini Har Sinai, that's where we bring karbanos. That's where we develop the most intimate connection with the Rebbeinu Shalom, and that's where we're going to learn, because learning Torah is the way where we connect with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Our two most intimate connections with the Rebbeinu Shalom have to come together, Torah and Avodah, and they come together on our mini Har Sinai named the Mizbeach. That's why Sanhedrin sits right next to the Mizbeach, of course, in the Lishkas HaGazis. So when we recite Birchas HaTorah, and we're remembering Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'Nosan Lanu Es Teirasai, we're remembering that event which made us the chosen people, which made us different, which gave the Rebbeinu Shalom gave us the Torah. We're remembering Har Sinai. So we're going to, of course, bring the Parshios, the Torah of Karbanos, because the Torah of Karbanos, of the Mizbeach, was our continuation. That was our way of mimicking, so to speak, recreating that event of Har Sinai. And this, I believe, is why it's so important to recite and understand the Mishnayos of Eizehu Mikoman. Now, we understand there are many Mishnayos that deal with Karbanos that the Gemara, that Chazal could have chosen to say. But Eizehu Mikoman has special significance. In fact, the Yesod V'Shorish Avodah writes in the name of the Azriel, Ayin ha'adam b'kisvei ha'arizal v'yireh golda ma'alasa, how important it is to recite Eizehu Mikoman with proper kavana. Shekol mishnah u'mishnah shel perek zeh hu tikun b'fnei atzmo. Every mishnah accomplishes tremendous things in the spiritual ba'olamas ha'yonim. V'lechein yizar la'imr b'havanas perusha v'mos. A person should say it slowly, carefully, with understanding. V'yomer shebezeh ha'amira ani roitze lasos nachas ruach liyoytzu b'or yisala. Ve'oz bevada yas amirasa rosha v'takana ba'olamos ha'yonim. Tremendously powerful words from seemingly simple Mishnayos. But what makes these Mishnayos so powerful, so potent? So the Arizal tells us, Mishabura quotes it, because there's no machlekes. The only parak of Mishnayos which doesn't have any machlekes in it. Now, we normally think, like the Arizal tells us, no machlekes. So of course, what chelik of Torah are we going to choose to highlight right when we make Birchas HaTorah? A parak without any machlekes. But let's think a bit deeper. Why is there no machlekes? So the Mefarshim explain, because this nusach of Mishnayos seems to be extremely early, almost from the time of the Mishkan, perhaps from the time of Matan Torah. How do we know? Because the Mishnah refers to the kla'im, the curtains. Beis HaMikdash didn't have curtains. That was referring to the curtains, b'soich hakla'im, the curtains of the Mishkan. It seems that the nusach of this perek, Eizehu Mikoman and Mishnayos, is very early, from the time of the Mishkan of the Midbar, perhaps from the time of Har Sinai. And that's why, when we were commemorating Matan Torah and Har Sinai with the Brichas HaTorah, so we're going to continue by discussing how we recreate Matan Torah with our karbanos on our small Har Sinai, namely the Mizbeach. And then we mentioned the single Mishnayos, which have the same nusach from the exact way that it was passed down from the time of Matan Torah, without any machlokes. And that is, of course, the Mishnayos of Eizehu Mikoman. Now, of course, I think we understand how we all finish off this section of davening by asking the Ribbon Shalom, V'sham na'avodcha b'yira, return the avodah Beis HaMikdash. But together, in one breath, we say, V'sein chalkeinu b'seirasecha. What does Torah have to do with V'sham na'avodcha b'yira? We see quite clearly they're one and the same. They both take place at Har Sinai. Our Mizbeach is our Har Sinai. That's where Hashras Hashchina takes place. And that is what we need, not only for karbanos, but we need that just the same to be able to have Torah in its complete sense, to be able to have Sanhedrin, to be able to have the Sanhedrin sitting in Lishkas HaGazos, to be able to have full Havana in Torah, to have the Sein Chalkeinu B'Sarasecha, we need the V'sham Na'avodcha. The avoda of our karbanos and the avoda of Talmud Torah are not two distinct avodas that we happen to combine, but they're one and the same. It is our Har Sinai upon which we do the Oilas HaTalmud HaAsuya B'Har Sinai, and upon which we continuously glean the Hashras HaShechina of Matan Torah each and every day. I wish you all a good day.